Hello everyone, so I'm here today to film my first update for my Project 50 pan for 2018. If you haven't seen my introduction, I'll link it down below as well as in the eye icon up above. But I posted that in the first week of January and now it's been over a month and I want to show you the progress that I've made on my 50 products. I'm not going to show every product in this update because I haven't actually used every product so far. I went away in January and I took a select few products with me and then when I've come back I've been working through the rest of them as well. So some of these things have a lot of progress, some of them have less depending on whether or not I took it with me to Europe. But I'm just going to jump straight in and show you the two products that I actually finished. The first thing that I finished is the Mecca Cosmetica Lit From Within Illuminating Drops. This is a full-size product that I got in a beauty loot box last year and I was mixing it in with body lotion because this shade is definitely not the right shade to use on my face and I really liked it. It gives a really nice sheen to the skin. I actually poured the rest of it out. There was a little bit at the bottom. I poured it out into a tub body lotion that I'm currently using, so technically I'm still using this, but this packaging is going. And the other product that I finished was from my Urban Decay Naked 2 Basics palette, and this was the shade Frisk. Right here in the middle, I was using this in my eyebrows and now I've completely used it up. I'm also trying to use up Primal and that's where I am at the moment. I was using both of these in my brows. This one's now gone, so I haven't used this since I finished up Frisk, but I will return to it probably a little bit later this year. And now on to all of the products that I've made progress on. The first is the Glamglow Glow Starter Mega Illuminating Moisturiser. I use this as a tinted moisturizer foundation. I didn't take this with me to Europe, but I have been using it. It's what I'm using today, so there is a little bit of progress, but not a whole lot. It is a really big container because it's supposed to be a moisturizer, not a makeup item, but I am going to do my best to finish this. Probably I'm going to try and finish this before I get too far into winter. The foundation I did take with me to Europe is the 3CE Fitting Cushion Foundation in the shade 01, and this is what it looks like at the moment. You can't really tell, but it is actually getting really low. At the moment the middle of the cushion has no product in it. I just have to press really hard on the outer edges and pretty soon I'm probably going to get rid of the cushion and just use the product that's in the container. So I'm pretty sure I'll be able to use this up before my next update, hopefully. For bronzers, this is the bronzer I took with me overseas. It's the Mini Hoola by Benefit and this is the progress. When I first got it out I'd never used it and it is really clearly embossed with the word Hoola. Now you can hardly see the embossing and I have made some really good progress in it. I've heard that it takes a really long time to use Hoola up, even the little minis, so I'm not holding out hope that it's going to be a very easy product to finish, but I am really happy with that progress. And then I have two other Hoola products from Benefit. This is the Hoola Quickie Contour Stick and I actually used it for the first time this morning, so it did get a little bit smushed on the side there, but I didn't mention at the beginning, but I actually didn't get a chance to measure my products before I went overseas, so all the marks that you're seeing today are from this update and I'll mark them for the rest of the updates. I know that's really annoying, but I just didn't get a chance to do it. So this is the mark that I've made for the Quickie stick and that's how much progress I need to make to finish it. And I also paired it with the Hoola, which is a liquid bronzer, and I haven't used this at all, so those products still need some more progress. I also have my Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Sunlight, and I have been using this, but again, it's a product I can't really see through the packaging that well. I'm about halfway through it, so hopefully I'll finish it this year, but probably not before I hit spring and summer later in the year. For my concealer, I'm using the BareMinerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. I did sit this in a hot pot of water for a really long time to see if I could get it all to come down the sides, but it didn't budge at all. So I have no idea how much product is in here. I have taken the stopper out, so it is really messy, and when I look in, there is a lot of product in this. I know I will finish it this year, but I think it might take a little bit longer than I thought it would. It's also not the concealer I took on holiday with me because I took the stopper out and it leaks a little bit, so I didn't want to, see, it leaks a little bit, so I didn't want to take it on holiday with me, but I am going to try and finish this up as fast as I can. For my highlighters, I've been working on this Marc Jacobs glow stick in the shade Spotlight. This is what it looks like on the inside. When I first started it, it was pretty much right up at the top, and I took it away with me on holiday and was using it every day in January. So this is where it is at the moment, right there, and that's how much I have to finish this year. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it, but I'm confident I'll make a lot of great progress on this because I really like how this looks and it doesn't seem to be too hard to make progress on it. My other highlighter is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector poured in the shade Opal. This is the one that I've been using for the last few weeks. I'm going to keep using it until the next update, and then I'll cycle to a different highlighter because this is probably best for me during the summertime. But I have definitely expanded the pan, and I'm moving my way down to this corner over here where it's closest to the outside corner, and then I'm just going to work my way around the edges that way. I think that will keep the product freshest for longest, and I'll be able to show you really good progress that way. So I've definitely flattened this bit out a lot more, and I have expanded the pan, but as you can see, there's still a lot of highlighter. For blush, the only blush I've made any progress on is this one from the Stila Field of Florals. This is the shade Petunia, and I've been using this every day since I got back from my trip as my blush. I've decided because I'm trying to pan these cream blushes as well as powder blushes, I'm going to try and pan these first because these spoil faster, and and they're smaller, and I just want to see if I can finish them first. This one already has pan on it, but I'm going to see if I can finish these three before I try and finish the powder blushes. We'll see how it goes, but that's my plan at the moment. You can see progress on this blush here, but nowhere near pan yet. And I've also been using my Makeup Forever HD High Definition Powder Little Mini. There's very little powder left. I know I'll be able to finish this by the next update, but it has taken longer than I expected it would, just because it doesn't seem that I use up powder that quickly at all. First of my eye products is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Eyeshadow Primer. I've had this eyeshadow primer since the beginning of 2015, and it is still going. I really thought I was going to finish it this month, but there is still product in here. I'm doing my best to finish it. Part of me just wants to throw it away, but the product is still good, so I'm just going to see if I can finish it in the next month. I also have this eyeliner from Revlon. It's the Revlon ColorStay 2-in-1 Angled Kajal liner. It's a graphite color, and I've just been using this as an eyeliner on the top of my lashes, and this is the place I am at the moment. So that much progress still to go. I'm still confident that I'll be able to do it this year, but I'm going to take it slowly because it's not a product I really love using, just because the color doesn't suit most of the makeup looks I do. I also have two eyeshadows that I've made a little bit of progress on this month. The first one is the Nars Dual Intensity eyeshadow in the shade Himalia. So what I'm doing is trying to work my way over to this side of the pan, and then I'll again work my way around the outsides. So there is a bit of progress over on this side and the bottom, as well as working down the top layer, the pressed detail, but you can't see a whole lot of progress yet. And the other one is my Kat Von D Metal Crush eyeshadow in the shade Thunderstruck. I've been using this as an inner corner highlight mostly. I have found that using it as a highlighter is very intense. It is a really bright gold highlighter, but if you can see, there's a little indentation there where I've been using it as an inner corner highlight, and I do like it for that. I think there's a lot of product in here if I'm just going to use it for an inner corner highlight, so I might pull this out as a face highlight later this year and see how much progress I can make it that way. Then on to lip products. The first is my lip balm in the shade Coral Rose from Herbivore. This is just a little pot lip balm. I've actually found that I don't absolutely love this, but I am making some progress on it. It's a bit hard to see until I do hit pan. This is the YSL Tint in Oil in the shade number 6. I have no idea how much progress has been made on this. I've only worn it a few times, but the packaging is completely opaque, so I'm not going to know how much is left until it's done. The same kind of goes for this. This is the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Double Dare. I wore this heaps on my trip in January. It's a really lovely everyday kind of shade, but when I scrape the sides, I still can't really see out of the packaging, so it makes me think there's a lot more in here than I originally anticipated, which is annoying because I thought this wouldn't be that hard to finish. but it'll probably be my everyday shade in winter next month, so we'll see how it goes. Another lip balm. This one I've actually made way more progress on than the other lip balm because I've just been wearing this to work every day. This is the Revlon Kiss Balm in the shade Juicy Peach, and that's how much I have left to go. So I can see progress in it because when I first started the project it was right at the top lip, but now you can see that it is a little bit lower, and while I do have a lot of product left, considering that's how much progress I made in 2 weeks, I'm pretty confident I should be able to finish this if I make this my everyday purse lip balm choice. And then these two lip products go together. This is the Napoleon Perdis lip liner in Rococo Red, and this is the MAC lipstick in the shade Russian Red. I took both of these away with me on holiday thinking I would wear them every day, and I didn't get as much use as I had anticipated, but this is where I am starting now. Here is the Napoleon Perdis lip liner, the longest line on my sheet, and this is the MAC Russian Red just over here. So I've had both of these products for quite a while and I would really like to finish them in this project. So I think what I'm going to do is when winter starts, I'm going to make these my everyday lip products and I'm just going to finish them. I just have to. Especially this lip liner. I actually use very little of it when I do use it, which means that I don't need to sharpen it that often. So I kind of have a feeling I will still have this lip liner once I've finished this lipstick, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And my last lip product is the Marc Jacobs Enamored High Shine Lip Lacquer in the shade Pretty Thing. I have used this a few times to just going to work, but I laid it down on its side and now I can't see where the clear marcation is. So once it has settled, I'll mark it for this update as well. I'm really confident that once I start using this regularly, I'll be able to finish it up. I'm just trying to focus on some of my more summery lip products at the moment while it is still really warm in Sydney, because I know I can spend a large chunk of the middle of the year during winter and autumn to finish up the majority of my like wintry shades, and I would include this in my wintry shades. And then lastly, I have my nail polishes. All of my nail polishes I used at least once, but the one that I used the most was my Formula X nail polish in the shade Impeccable. But when I started the project, it was up above this white cap here, and now it is definitely a lot lower down there. So I would have used it maybe 4 or 5 times in January and in February. So I am really confident I'll be able to finish this. I just need to wear it more often. And this as well is another shade I would wear mostly in winter time. So I'm really confident that I'll be able to finish this between March and August. The Marc Jacobs nail lacquer in Gatsby I didn't use as often, but I did also make a little bit of progress. When I started it, it was above this lip, and now it is pretty much at the lip, just a little bit below. It will get a lot easier to use as the time goes on because it narrows down at the bottom, but this is one that I'm pretty sure I can just throw on my toes anytime and it should be really easy. It's a pretty easy all kind of seasons product. My China Glaze nail polish in the shade Sweet Hook is what I'm wearing on my nails today. It is my favorite purple nail polish. I've only used it once and I went a little bit, so I started just right at the middle of this logo and now it is a little bit lower than right in the middle, but I have made a line there. This one's going to get steeper and steeper to use because it gets thicker at the bottom, but it is just one of my all-time favorite nail polishes, and now that I'm back in a warmer climate, I'll be really happy to pull this one out. And finally, I have Essie Mint Candy Apple. This is what I have on my toes at the moment, and I've only used it once. So that's where I am at the moment. Not really sure if I'll be able to finish this because if I'm choosing between this color and Sweet Hook, I'm going to choose Sweet Hook, but maybe once that's gone, I'll be forced to use this one. It is a color I do like in winter time because it's a bit of an icy blue, but I think the pastel makes it best for summer, so I'm going to try and finish as much as I can before winter and autumn start, and then I'll drag it back out in summertime later in the year. So there you go, those are all the products that I finished and made progress on in my Project 50 pan this year. I got this idea from Haley from Just Buy the Makeup. I'll have her introduction linked down below. She's also done her first update as well. She's doing very well in her project, and I'm really excited about all the products. I know a lot of them have very little progress on them so far, but now that I'm back in Sydney and I'm around my stash every day, I am confident I'll be able to use a lot more of these more regularly. So thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye!